Hey there, this is Michael Ludden, and this is the Remix Mini, which, as they claim, is the world's first true Android PC. And they, with an update, loaded Remix OS 2.0. It's actually not a forked version of Android. It's officially blessed by Google. It has Google Play. You can download any Android app you want. It's basically a small Android device with a heavily modified version of Android to add a lot of functionality that a desktop user would want. It's got the ports you need. It's got an Ethernet port, 2 USB ports. I'm not sure if they're 3.0 or 2.0, and an HDMI port. And it comes with an HDMI cable, and then obviously the AC adapter there. And this is it. I mean, this is all it is. The chipset inside is an all-winner chipset. It's a 64-bit all-winner chipset, Chinese chipset. Doesn't perform great. It has 2 gigs of RAM, this version, and 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. It also has an micro SD card slot. They call it TF. But it's a micro SD card slot. And I booted this thing up and I tried it out, and I gotta say, I love what they're doing with the OS. Remix OS 2.0 is basically exactly how I would want to use Android if I were using it in a desktop environment. Has a taskbar on the bottom. You can open multiple apps. They're all windowed. You can resize the windows. You can do true multitasking, but its Achilles heel is its performance. It's practically unusable. It locked up on me a couple of times when you have 2 or 3 apps open. Not even really intensive apps. I mean, I had Google Play open, I had settings open, and I had Gmail open, and it basically ground to a halt and I had to restart it. I tried playing games on it. Hearthstone, it ran. It takes forever to load, and the frame rate's bad, but it runs. One of the first indications I had that this was going to have some performance issues is it wanted to run at 720p on my 1080p monitor. And when I turned it up to 1080p, which is its native resolution, it slowed down. So it wants to run at 720p. Again, on the software side, these guys are doing all the right things with Android to make it desktop friendly. I could see myself being super productive, but not unless it's something way more powerful than this little guy, which they're coming out with. They're coming out for Remix OS for x86 devices, meaning you could install it on a PC or a Mac. They say certain models, and they did a little benchmark, and it's like 4 times as powerful as the most powerful Android phone, which is the Note 5 right now. And so I can't wait to try that, because if the performance issues go away, this is a $69 box. So if the performance issues go away, the OS and what they're doing with the software is fantastic. And I hope Google ends up incorporating that into the core OS so that it can scale across, phone, tablet, and desktop environments. So I can't recommend this guy except for tinkering around with it. But I would say that keep an eye on Remix OS. It is super cool. Thanks.